rally.
Welcome to Monday Night Rally! Obligatory CM Punk chants. Get it out of your system. Be honest with you, I couldn't care less about that guy right now. The championship. My business is SummerSlam, getting back the title that I never lost. My business is beating the Tribal Chief. My business is beating the OTC. My business is continuing to own Roman Reigns.
OTC.
I get it. Obligatory OTC chant. Bad news, Roman is not here tonight. Yeah, I don't like it either, but look, I have run that play a million times. I'm not going to run it again. That's just how it is. Roman Reigns did not come here tonight because either A, he didn't think it did anything for him to be here, or B, the check wasn't big enough. Because Roman Reigns, from day one, has been the chosen one. And nobody wants to hold Roman Reigns accountable, ever. The Shield debuted as a trio. Right? There were three of us, but it was made abundantly clear that Roman Reigns was the chosen one. Roman was going to be the guy on the marquee. Roman was going to be the big star. Roman was going to be the guy who main evented all the WrestleManias. And it didn't matter if Roman Reigns couldn't cut a promo. It didn't matter if Roman Reigns couldn't wrestle his way out of a wet paper bag. And I'll tell you why. There's a little boy here in the front row. I know how old he is, 4, 5, 6, 7, I'm not sure. He's 9. There's another one over here, 4, 5, he's 5. We got another 5-year-old. I was that boy. I was that boy. I sat in the stands, and all I ever wanted to do my entire life was to walk down that ramp, was to hold this microphone in my hand, was to get inside this ring. I wanted to main event WrestleMania. I wanted to be the biggest star in this industry. Those were my dreams. And to watch those dreams be handed off to somebody else, that broke something in me. To watching my dreams be handed off to somebody that I didn't feel deserved it. When I broke up the Shield, It was to try to catch up to Roman Reigns. When I cashed in at WrestleMania in the main event, to take Roman's main event, that was so I could stay close to Roman Reigns. And I know that sounds petty, and it was, but I truly believe in my heart that if I put in the work, if I said that Roman Reigns and I were running the same race, and boy, Chicago, was I wrong. Roman Reigns said something about me that changed everything for me. He admitted the fact that he worked 10 times less than I did, and he made 10 times more than I did. And he said that bullshit with such bravado that it made me want to puke. Chicago was the work. It was the hustle. It was the grind. It was the ability to come in here and make something of yourself. Roman Reigns has to beat me at SummerSlam, absolutely. Do you know why he's got to beat me? Because Roman needs to justify what he's been trying to prove to himself for the last 15 years, and that's that he's not a fraud.
Let's go, baby!
Let me talk to you. You gotta understand something. There was no way that for 2 weeks in a row, I was gonna sit back there and listen to this again, because last week, Roman Reigns sauntered out here about to bore everybody to sleep, and what did you do? You came out and joined him, and the two of you bored everybody to sleep with the same old trash. It's Seth Rollins. It's Roman Reigns. Give me shit. Was come out here and talk about how great you were, how great he was, and all of a sudden you get a title shot. I happen to remember a time when you had to win matches, when you had to win tournaments to get your opportunity at the title. And just correct me if I'm wrong, but you did lose in the first round of the ring, didn't you? Hey, no shame, no shame. I lost in the first round too. But the difference between you, the difference between me, is I'm not making a claim out here to the World Heavyweight Champion just for nostalgia's sake. But meanwhile here, hey brother, hey little brother, you wanna have a match, brother? Yeah, let's wrestle, brother. Maybe we'll go get haircuts, brother. We'll get the same haircut, brother. And we'll get the same beard, brother. Yeah, why don't we do that? We're the greatest of all time, brother. Greatest of what? Huh? Greatest generation. Let me remind you just a couple years ago. Yeah, I ain't been here as long as you. You're an Iron Man. I'm going to give it to you. You've had so many world title shots, I'm never going to catch you. I understand that. The clock's not in my favor. However, you want to talk about the greatest generation? Let's talk about just a couple years ago, when business was really starting to pick up here, when business was really starting to peak. Yeah, who was at the top of that? It wasn't Seth Rollins. It wasn't Roman Reigns. Yeah, I'm going to give some credit to Cody Rhodes, but let's look at what came storming through the WWE, a force like nobody's ever seen. Everywhere you went, you heard everybody saying, because if we're going to come out here and give ourselves flowers, I'll give myself some. Because here's what happened. Yeah, I'm making my rise. Here's the acclivity. And what happens? Here's what you're really good at. Here's what Roman Reigns is really good at. I got cut off by the bloodline and the numbers with Roman Reigns. And the bloodline trying to stuff LA Knight back down to the bottom, but you can't do it. You're the greatest generation of one thing, being the two biggest vomits in this business. You want to talk about what's great, you're great at manipulating numbers to hold guys like me down. But the bottom line is this, you can't stop me, you won't stop me, I will rise because I must rise.